For the standing bicep curl, start with a pair of dumbbells in your hands while standing nice and tall and palms facing forward. As you curl the dumbbell up, make sure not to bring your arms up. The biceps are in charge of just elbow flexion, so pretend your arm is glued to your side. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the standing hammer curl, start with a pair of dumbbells in your hands while standing nice and tall and palms facing inwards. As you curl the dumbbell up, make sure not to bring your arm up. The biceps are in charge of just elbow flexion, so pretend your arm is glued to your side and bring your arm to a 90-degree angle without excessively pushing your arm up. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the dumbbell incline curl, start with the bench at a 45-degree angle. While lying on the incline bench, bring your arms all the way back, feeling a nice stretch in the biceps. This exercise focuses on the long head in the stretch position. For an extra stretch, face the palms outwards to the side. Start by lifting your elbow up to contract the biceps without bringing your shoulder forward. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the easy bar preacher curl, start off with a height that feels comfortable for the pad, where you are not too high or too low on the bench. While holding the bar with a close or a wide grip, lift your forearms up to the bicep without moving your body and using momentum. Let the bicep stretch all the way down and perform reps slow and controlled. For the reverse easy bar curl, start with the standing position with a good posture and the palms facing inwards. While holding the bar nice and tight with a curved grip, lift your elbow to about 90 degrees and contract at the top. Perform these reps slow and controlled. For the single arm tricep rope pushdown, start with no attachment on the highest cable setting. While keeping your arm glued to your sides and 1 foot forward, slowly push your elbow down into a straight arm. Make sure to not lift the shoulder forward when coming back up. You can use your other hand to hold onto the tower for stability support. Perform slow and controlled reps on one arm and switch. For the tricep rope extension, start with the rope attachment on the highest cable setting. While tilting your pelvis forward and staying close to the rope, have your arms glued to the side. Slowly bring your elbow to a straight arm position while spreading the rope apart at the bottom. Make sure to not lift the shoulder forward on the way up. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the tricep rope overhead extensions, start with the cable on a low setting. While grabbing the rope attachment, raise the cable over your head like so. From this position, stand nice and tall and keep your arms back behind or in line with your arms. You should feel a good stretch on your triceps. While keeping your body still and your elbows close, push the rope up, contracting at the top. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the easy bar Skullcrushers, start with a curved easy bar for preference and a bench set at a 45-degree incline. While rolling the easy bar up, start at a pressing position overhead. From this position, bring your elbow down past your head and push at the bar back up to its original position. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the close grip push-ups, start with a prone position on the floor with your hands on the sides of your chest. While keeping this hand position, push yourself up with your feet together and body nice and still. While keeping a flat body, lower yourself while tucking your arms into the floor and push back up. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the standing dumbbell external rotation, start with a short bench at a slight level below 90 degrees. While standing at the side of a bench, place your elbow at the top like so. While lowering your arm in a forward position, come down forward for a second eccentric. This exercise is performed well with longer eccentrics. Perform reps on one side and repeat on the other. For the seated dumbbell external rotation, start with 1 foot on the bench and knee up with the other rested as so, creating a 90-degree angle between the legs. With one hand supporting the bench, have your elbow placed on the top of your knee for a wedge. While keeping a good maintained posture and your core strong, lower your arm in the forward position and come down for a 4-second eccentric. This exercise is performed well with long eccentrics. Perform reps on one side and repeat on the other. For the standing cable external rotation, start with a cable attachment at the height of your elbow. While facing one side, hold the cable with the other hand and keep your elbow glued to your side. Rotate your arm around the opposite direction of the cable, coming outwards while keeping everything nice and still. Perform for a slow 4-second eccentric, as this exercise is performed well with longer eccentrics. Perform reps on one side and repeat on the other. For the chest-supported rear delt flies, start by lying on an incline number 3 bench with dumbbells in your hands. While pulling your shoulders back and down, bring your arms to the side and contract in the rear delts. Make sure to reset the shoulder position if needed after each rep. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the prone ITY, start on a physio bed or the floor in a prone position with dumbbells in each hand. With palms facing forward towards the bottom, start with the letter I with hands in, while bringing the arms up and squeezing in the back muscles. Next, have arms to the side and create a letter T. Bring the arms up and again squeeze in the back muscles. Lastly, make a letter Y forward with the arms and bring the arms up while again squeezing in those back muscles. You can either alternate 1 rep each and call that 1 rep, or do set amount of reps for each letter. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the side-lying supraspinatus raises, try laying on the side of a bench on an incline while keeping one arm to support yourself. With a dumbbell in an arm, slowly raise it to the head level without going any higher and switch sides when done. This helps you target the supraspinatus and train it in its only portion that muscle is working. Perform reps slow and controlled. For the cable tibialis anterior raises, start with the cable at the lowest setting with the band attached as so. Use a foam roller to prop your feet up and loop the band onto your 2 feet as so. Push yourself back into a stretched position where the weight stack is lifted as well. Slowly push your feet back and forth, targeting the tibialis anterior. This exercise responds very well to high volume. For the isolated calf raises, start with the platform where you can hang off your heels off of. While using one hand for support, lower your feet and hold the bottom stretch for 4 seconds while lifting back up and holding the top contraction for 4 seconds. Perform these tempo reps for high volume. To progress this, you can always switch to one foot or even hold a dumbbell with the other hand to increase difficulty.